Hayden.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair. In light of the decisions that you made by the time I raised my hand to now, I just want to, I guess what I would say is I had some pretty tough questions that I wanted to ask of you and Representative Kiffmeyer. And you know, I want to caution members about the tone about our staff and the amount of work that we ask them to do and the amount of changes and flexibilities that we ask them to provide. And so I just want to be sure, and I'm not saying that that was anyone's intention, but I started to get a little bit of a ball in my stomach, and frankly have been in this legislative session, about fiscal notes and staff and if it's right or if it's wrong, or shouldn't we just make it up on the fly. Or so I want to say that I think that our staff does a phenomenal job, and that they're, as Representative Simon said, they're not tablets that come down from God, and they are advisory, but they do a heck of a job, and they are experienced in being in the majority or being in the minority. No matter what, we never 100% agree with the fiscal note. I know that last year when I was in the majority, I'd often have some problems, but I would always be sure to be respectful of the staff that did the work, regardless to if I thought, if I agreed with them or not. I recognize that they have been doing it a long time, and that they often take in and consider things that I hadn't thought of. And so I think that it is appropriate for us to go through this process to get the best possible numbers. We are a finance committee, regardless to who's going to have to make the appropriation. And if it wasn't appropriate, then it shouldn't be in this committee. And I think you've recognized that, Mr. Chair. But I absolutely want to caution members. Otherwise, we're going to turn this legislation and this legislative session into chaos, because we'll just start writing numbers in whatever we wanted to do to match, and then we'll pass legislation, and then we'll tell everybody who has to implement it to simply just work within those numbers. And I think we've gotten some sense of that this year. And so I want for us to be take a step back. We're going to listen to the testimony, and I have a lot of respect for Representative Kiffmeyer and her history around elections, and listen and figure out if this is the right thing to do. But I do want to caution us with our tone on our side of the aisle, as well as the others, and making sure that we have a lot of respect for the staff who is working awfully hard to try to keep up with the twists and turns of a really tough legislative session, Mr. Chair.